I'm your host, DJ, and I'm here with Shiva, Kailash, Shambho, and we're also here with Josh. What up, Josh?
Hey, guys.
Josh, so tell us, you're in this server now. You're
by the way. Thanks for having me, right?
Oh, absolutely, 100%. So, Josh, you're in the server. You're in the Discord with us. Basically, we invite people all the time from our YouTube channels to join the Discord, and I guess you join with us. Can you share with us a little bit about who you are, where you are in your journey, and what brings you to to the server and to what we're teaching here and what we're talking about?
Well, first of all, it's hard to pinpoint exactly what it is, what I like about you guys, or why I watch you guys. I don't know if it's because I like you or if it's some weird other thing. But either way, I keep coming back to Shiva's videos specifically, but then he starts talking with you a lot, and boom. When I heard an invitation to go on a podcast, I was like, hey, I've wanted to go on podcasts before, so here I am.
So give me go ahead.
Oh, well, you asked about where I am on my journey?
Yeah.
One interesting thing that's been going on in this channel that I haven't seen much of anywhere else is people claiming they're enlightened. Yeah, I haven't seen that much. And so as far as me on my journey, I don't claim that. I don't even really understand a definition of that.
Yeah.
So why would I use that word? But otherwise, I do feel I'm a spiritual person in some ways. And I like the path that I'm on. I like my life. That's where I'm at.
So tell me, how do you feel about people in here claiming enlightenment and things of that nature?
I don't know what to think. How do I feel? I'm kind of off put by it.
Really?
Yes, I'm kind of off put by it. But also, it's good for you,
Right.
Hell yeah.
What about it is off-putting? Can you explain that a little bit?
I don't know what it is. It could be jealousy, but also I think.
Yeah,
I guess I would say one thing is I don't think they realize what they're saying, but I guess in Shiva's case, he has defined it, which I like. He said it's like when the energy has gone all the way up from the base of the spine out the top of the head.
Yeah.
So it's if you have a definition for it and that's your internal experience, then yeah, I guess I don't have a problem with that.
Oh, that's fine.
It's just I kind of wish I had a way to confirm it for myself, but I don't. I don't have the perception to see it myself. It's just, all right, dude. Awesome.
Correct. And that's been my problem with this whole thing, is that there is no way to confirm any of this, and that's why I sometimes say that Shiva makes stuff up, because he basically just claims things that are unverifiable, essentially.
Well, maybe we just need a third eye opening, though.
That's always what they say, right? So, hey.
I do kind of tune into my body sometimes, and it does feel like I might have a blockage there.
I got you. Oh, my bad. Let me ask you this. When you say that you tune into Shiva and you specifically, because that's most of the people on this server, people fans of Shiva for whatever reason. And then let's say you watch Shiva and then you started seeing me coming on. How did you feel about that in particular?
Oh, I thought it was cool.
Did you have any, because what I'm hearing from most people is they come on and then everybody wants to kind of save Shiva from me. And they think that. Mm-hmm.
I've had that impulse too. There was one time I was kind of chatting during a live, right? As tune in and transmit. And you were saying all these things, and I felt bad. I was like, oh no, you're hurting his feelings. I have to say something nice. But they were authentic things that I wanted to say nice. They were true. I'm like, I appreciate things that I've seen in Shiva's videos. They've been helpful.
Okay.
So this gentleman that just joined is the gentleman that commented on your video saying he has evidence to expose me. And
no way, really?
Yes, sir.
Oh, things just got real spicy then. What's his name?
Well, I'll let him talk to you.
Okay, let me know, caller, when you're there, when you get set up. So basically, just let everybody know I'm the critical guy here. Okay, that's how I like to see myself. So Shiva is he's the guru, quote unquote. I don't believe in any of that stuff, and I love basically calling Shiva out on it, on all of what I think is nonsense, essentially. I guess you kind of get that at this point, Josh, right? That's basically what we're doing here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you guys disagree, like, constantly.
Yeah. So, like I said, it started off as fun and friendly, but it's gotten to the point now where, like, I'm actually trying to take a stand against Shiva at this point.
It was up like me. What's your reason? I still haven't heard like a good reason.
Okay, good. So, all right, so that's what I was getting into. So, so yesterday and today, this Discord is basically the reason, because I started putting a face to the names that I started seeing in YouTube. What's wrong, Shiva?
So the next gentleman that came up also has some challenges with me. So we got 2 for 2. 2 for 2.
Yep. So to answer your question, Josh, it was when I started seeing people's faces on Discord, and then I started saying, wait a minute, these people are actually following this guy. And so this is my...
You think you don't like that they're following him?
Yeah. So just imagine if you had a little brother, and your brother broke with your entire life, all of a sudden people think he's the second coming Jesus.
Oh yeah, that would be weird.
That would be totally weird, right? So that's exactly the relationship I have with Shiva, because I've known him for 5 or 6 years. Before he was
this guy's my brother. He's done crazy.
Before he's even named with Shiva. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so now I'm coming on this Discord. I literally had a conversation with a kid yesterday, and he's just like, yeah, Shiva cured me of all my addictions. And I'm like, how? And he's like, with his magical powers. And I'm like, he doesn't have any, though. And he's like, yes, he does. And I'm like, okay. So then I called Shiva, and I was like, dude, you've got to stop this, because it's turning into a cult now. And he's like, no, like, I do have magical powers. And I'm like, dude, screw you. And then so, like, that's where we're at.
That's pretty cool. He cured someone of their addictions.
That's literally what this guy told me. And I was like, there's no way. I tried to tell him, I was like, dude, you should take credit for this, because Shiva may have told you to quit, but it was you who did it. And he was like, no. He was like, I've been trying to quit for 5 years, never been successful. I've tried my hardest. As soon as Shiva opened his mouth and told me that it's done, it was done. And I was like, what?
So Shiva, how does it? What's the experience like when you're doing that? What's it like? You're just like, it's done? Or do you have to like process? Is it a type of thing where you take a load upon your shoulders off of someone else? Or is there no really effect on you? You're just like, oh, it's done, and nothing, boom, gone.
It's like if there was a mosquito on you biting into your skin, all I'd have to do is just blow it away with my mouth like this. That's as easy as it is.
So you see these problems as kind of insignificant. Like a mosquito. A mosquito, not necessarily insignificant, but easy to brush off.
Not all problems like that. This particular gentleman's issue was very simple, and he was ready to close it up. But not everyone's problems are like this. Some people have very severe trauma, and I can't do that. It would take sometimes even years to recover from that.
Yeah, and that's an interesting thing you say, he was ready for it. Because obviously, Carlos, and this is kind of for you, like, obviously people can help other people. And, like, sometimes all you need is a little bit of a trigger to push you over. And a specific person who has a unique effect upon you. You see, when I'm talking to you, it will bring up a unique aspect of you. When Shiva talks to someone, it will bring up a unique aspect of them because of the uniqueness of Shiva.
Yeah.
So I can see exactly how he can kind of shake someone's reality just enough to get them out of the rut, especially if they're ready to get out.
Yep, yep. And unfortunately, I can't disagree with you on that at all. I just tried to explain to the guy that, hey, Shiva just gave you permission for something that you maybe didn't want to give yourself permission to do, and he was just like, no, it's actually magical powers. And so I'm like, all right.
So are you beginning to believe it with all these people?
Oh no, hell no, absolutely no, zero.
Yeah,
No,
Yeah.
I told Shiva before this call, I was like, dude, I'm going to be like, I'm going to now embark on a war against you at this point, essentially. So that's where I'm at. That's where
Shiva, what's the necklace you're wearing? Do you mind me asking?
No, I don't mind you asking. It's a silver-coated particular type of metal, very dense. So it's very grounding and secure and healing. It's very nice.
So I'm curious, the two guys who joined in, I know you said both of them had something against you, Shiva, or what was going on?
Yes.
Do you guys want to jump in? I know we had one guy in particular that said he wanted to expose you. I don't know if that person.
Yeah, Shiva, so when are you going to shut your YouTube down?
Hey, what the heck? Yo.
What happened to the wearing the shirt for 1,000 days? That's the first lie right there.
Oh, snap. Oh, snap. He's coming with fast.
See, Shiva has powers and he'll help you as long as you send him digits to his account.
Oh.
But once you stop doing that, then the powers go to the other people. So I don't hate Shiva at all. As a matter of fact, I'm glad you introduced me to Carlos because I feel like Carlos has more years under his belt and he's seen more of what's going on in this world than Shiva has. So thank you for introducing me to Carlos.
Oh my God.
I don't hate Shiva. I think he does generally try to help people until you don't give him any more money.
So you're saying
I'm somebody who was devoted to Sadhguru and Isha Foundation until I found out that like all he does is just start telling stories and stuff. Like he doesn't want people to actually join in and make a conscious planet. He just wants more money.
Hold on a second. Before we continue, I want you to keep this going. What's your name, sir? Or what should we call you?
Lucky Star.
Lucky Star. Okay, so Lucky Star, and also Josh and anybody else who's listening. Just one thing, I don't want to ask anybody to be fake in any way, but I do want to make sure that we, I know nobody here is probably going to curse anyway, but just in case they do, just try not to curse. And then also secondary, let's, and again, not saying that you're going to do this, but the less like controversial, the better. And I don't mean that like this is controversial enough already, but it's like you can continue this. But I mean like specific things like grape, or I hope you guys know what I'm saying when I say grape.
Yeah,
or, like, topics of like deleting yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like certain topics. Yeah. That's all I asked for. But besides that, go ahead, carry on. Shiva's the worst person in the world.
Like both Shiva and I both did inner engineering in the same year in 2019. And Shiva was on his YouTube saying like, hit me up if you want to talk. So I hit him up. We talked. He's like, yeah, I want to be friends and whatnot. And then all of a sudden he couldn't control me like these leaders want to control everything about somebody.
Yeah.
And once he couldn't control every little thing about me, and I was like, dude, like, his whole thing is like conscious planet, like save the soil and everything. I'm like, I brought that up, and he's like literally wearing the shirt that says save soil, conscious planet, and then he just like dismissed it from me. So I just find him to be a little bit fake in that regard.
Yeah,
and it is very like suspicious that he wants to save the soil and have a conscious planet, and so does Sadhguru. But all they want is your money. They don't want to actually do it themselves. They just want more money.
Right, like where are they actually saving the soil is the point, right? I agree with that.
So, yeah, I would just say be very cautious of both Sadhguru and Shiva, Kailash, Shambho, because they do have these strong powers. And Shiva said it himself that he like learned how to like hypnotize people. So they have these like
abilities.
Yeah, they have strong abilities of persuasion and, you know, putting on a show and this and that. But it all boils down to money, people. That's the only thing that's going on in this world is money, 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 money.
Do me this favor.
So don't let them trick you into anything else because it's all about the money.
Tell me this for a second, real quick. I know we're saying that Shiva, Kailash, Shambho is a scam, and you know I would have to agree with you wholeheartedly. Just like I say that Sadhguru is also a scam. But tell me, you did say that he did help you, though. So can you talk about that for a little bit?
100%, 100%. Both of them. Matter of fact, Sadhguru changed my life forever in a good way.
No way.
But what happens is you hit a wall with these people.
No, but tell me. We're gonna go back into the bashing them in a second, but I just for a second, just tell me how they helped you exactly.
So Shiva saw me for like 5 minutes. He says, grow your nails, do semen retention, don't cut your hair, and get closer to Isha Foundation. Yeah.
Okay, and what about Sadhguru? What did he do for you?
Oh my God! I mean, inner engineering. I mean, I would say, Carlos, even you should do inner engineering.
You're lying. So even as a skeptic,
I'm not lying. I'm not lying. I'm saying, see, I'm not one of these. What do they call it? Like, I see everything. I don't just see the bad in somebody. There's good and bad in everything.
Okay.
But you need to be cautious of these people because they're just going to drain you of your money.
So let me ask you this then, if specifically in regards to the money situation, you know, what if somebody was to make the argument, and I'll make that argument now. What if somebody just makes the argument like, hey, this is what we need in order to continue spreading the message?
I mean, what message? Like, it's Conscious Planet, it's basically saving the soil and saving the earth. But like nobody actually wants to actually like get on some land and actually do it. Because I asked Shiva, I'm like, oh, here's the other thing I wanted to ask you, Shiva. So you're all ranting and raving about, oh, anybody who doesn't have a beard is not a man and all this stuff. Now look at the person's land you're on and tell me if they get their hair cut, they're all trimmed and proper and stuff. So he just says all these things and he just lies about it.
Wait, that guy that you're talking about is not trim and proper though.
Yogi, what's his name?
What's his name? What's his name? I don't know. Did you ever tell them his name, Shiva?
Yeah.
I don't know.
He said Yogi. He said Yogi so and so. I go look at this Yogi, and he doesn't have a beard. He's got like short cut hair and everything. Like,
oh, I've seen this guy, so I don't know if you know my relationship with Shiva. But we're actually friends outside of this YouTube channel, and I've seen this guy. He's more savage looking than Shiva.
Oh, then I must have went to the wrong Yogi.
Okay, yeah. No,
okay, probably. So that was the Yogi I went to was some guy in India that like doesn't have a beard and his hair is cut real short and he's like touching other guys' feet and stuff like that.
No, this guy is a total savage and he's got the look of death in his eyes.
So he has a beard, he has long hair.
Everything, yeah, all that. Yeah.
Okay, I was looking at the wrong Yogi.
I think he's going to come. Are you ever going to have him on the pod, Shiva?
Possibly.
Okay, we're going to try. I don't know exactly what his involvement is. You know, he's kind of in the background, but like I said, I'm telling you, I've seen the guy. I've seen him, so he's legit. Okay, so anything else that you wanted to bring up in regards to that? And I want to get Josh's opinion on what this fine gentleman just said as well, but anything else you want to add to that, Lucky Star?
Yeah, I mean, there's just both. See, he's learning how to do these scams and lies from Sadhguru. He wants to be like Sadhguru. So Sadhguru says a lot of lies. You know what I mean? Like, he tells you to do all this meditating and do all this stuff. Meanwhile, he's just jet setting across the world. He's not doing any of this sitting around. Yeah, maybe he did it, 30 years ago or whatever. And Sadhguru is a special person on this planet. But you just sitting around all day long, and this word meditate, like nobody even knows what that is.
It seems very
Nobody knows what meditation is, okay? Now, there's a certain way of being to where, you can see more than the average person, but this whole, like, just sitting around, and that's not what Sadhguru is doing. Sadhguru is, like, about to be a billionaire. He's not just sitting around.
Do you have any other lies that you know specifically about Sadhguru that you can share with us?
Yeah. Well, back before when I first found out about him, he's like, yeah, you'll be able to come here, and you really can't. It's so hard to get in there. And then when COVID happens, like, they're like really like, they're a non-governmental organization and stuff. So like, they're basically like the government now. Like, they want you to wear a mask and be vaccinated and have all this digital IDs and all this stuff. And it's like super controlled. And that's what I want to get at with these people is with Sadhguru and Shiva is like, they want to control you. And if you're not in their complete control, they don't want anything to do with you, basically. So Sadhguru has said all kinds of stuff. He said he was going to die a long time ago, and he still didn't die. And I'm not saying he killed his wife. I'm not going that far.
Whoa!
I'm not saying Sadhguru is bad. I'm not saying Shiva's bad. I'm just saying they aren't honest all the time. I mean, you said you were going to wear the shirt for 1,000 days. Come on, bro. Like, you can't. You are a human being. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to lie. So, I mean, that's a lie right there. He's shaking his head, but it is a lie.
What do you have to say for yourself, you scoundrel?
I don't have to say anything right now. Let's tell me what Josh has to say.
Yeah, Josh, what do you think about all this?
Yeah. For the sake of argument, if I were to go against some of the things he's saying, like that they just want your money, Shiva's thing he says is like it's a donation, so he helps you and then you pay him. So that seems to go against that argument a bit because you don't have to.
Correct.
Although, I don't know. Like he said, it could be a lie.
Yeah.
A way to seem all guru-y and like, oh, I only take donations.
So, but I'm curious, Shiva, did you try a different approach with Lucky Star that you don't normally do? Because I from what I've seen and heard, you always just say to people, if you would like, you can give us a donation. Did you do something different with Lucky Star?
Okay, so let's talk about everything that this person just said. Let's see if I can remember. Starting off, first thing is first. Let's see, where do I get? Okay, let's talk about this. My Save Soil shirt. So I made a video a long time ago, a couple of months ago. I really saw the benefit of this. I literally saw that the soil is being depleted and how bad the farming practices are in planet Earth. And Sadhguru nearly killed himself to go towards this mission, riding a motorcycle from the northern part of Europe all the way down to India. So, I believed in it, and I already had the shirt, and it's a good message. It's a good thing, and the soil needs to be strengthened so that our food gets stronger. And I made a video. I want to wear this t-shirt for 1,000 days. And I truly meant it. I felt it. And I wanted to be committed to something. And I wore it. And then one day, I said, I have two shirts. I have a white shirt and I have this shirt. And of course, I'm going to have to be realistic or practical. If this shirt is dirty or wet, I can't just wear it. I'll have to wear my white shirt. And some days you saw me wear a white shirt and people lost it. Oh my God, oh my God. So it's not necessarily like some little thing I'm attached to. Oh, I have to wear this shirt. It's a little mission or it's a little competition. I'm not competing with anyone. So I saw a positive message. I said, I'm going to wear this for 1,000 days. And now it just so happens that I found something better. I've evolved. I've gone higher. So should I stay at the smaller level and continue wearing my shirt because, I said some...
There's the first lie, Shiva. There's more lies, though. They lie and then they shake their head like, no, I didn't lie. So you do lie. You do lie. You say a lot of stuff.
But what about this, Lucky Star? Because my understanding of the shirt specifically was, so Shiva is now under he's basically there in this plot of land with another guru, right? Which I think Shiva, even you acknowledge that he's above you in some sense, right?
He's very high in energy.
He's very high energy, and so you are kind of like his disciple in a way. And my understanding is that he's the one who then asked you to wear this white robe now, right?
He didn't ask me, but he convinced me. And I tried this on, I put it on, and it definitely feels much better. It fits me, it fits my identity, fits my personality. So I've improved. I'm not going to go back to the lower thing. Now, this needs to be said, okay? Please. I understand your concern. I understand that you feel it's a lie. From the 5 moral precepts, the Buddha's teachings on morality, a lie is this, okay? I'm going to give you an example. This is not me lying. Me knowing the truth, I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to fool these people. I'm going to say that I'm going to wear this shirt for 1,000 days just to get some views and clicks. But in reality, I'm just going to change my mind and wear whatever I want. Hey guys, I'm going to wear a shirt for 1,000 days. And then I change my mind. Oh, I got profit. That's not my intention.
Guys, he talks a lot. He says a lot. And what he says, he's going to go back on. Just remember that. When you give him your money, all the stuff that he said 2 months ago, that's not going to be the truth anymore. And that's fine.
But Lucky, what he's saying to you, because I'm listening too, and it kind of makes sense what he's saying, because what he's trying to say is that he's trying to give you the definition of a lie from Buddha's point of view. And he's saying that
I don't give a F about Buddha.
You don't care about Buddha?
No.
Okay.
Well, then that's a lot about you that doesn't it, then, Lucky Star.
Y'all need to look into U.G. Krishnamurti. U.G. Krishnamurti. Not J. Krishnamurti.
U.G.
U.G. Krishnamurti.
All right, Lucky Star. So basically, at this point, you have now proven to be completely irrational and illogical. Is there anything that we can help you with now?
That's your opinion.
All right. Thank you very much. Josh?
I'm glad I'm not in the cool kids club anymore.
No, because he's giving you the definition of a lie. He's a Buddhist. I don't know if you know that he's
okay, so I know what you guys are doing now. You're just trying to get clicks and views. So good job for that. You're gonna get them, I guess.
What's the point of YouTube if you're not going to get clicks and views? Hey, we're going to stream to 0 people. Of course, we're going to do what works.
What doesn't make sense? No, what doesn't make sense here is that you know that Shiva is a Buddhist. Basically, he follows Hinduism and Buddhism and all those things. That's what he teaches. And then when he's telling you the definition from a Buddhist standpoint, your answer is you don't care about Buddha. So then, how do you see that making any sense?
Wait, Carlos, do you care about Buddha?
I don't personally, but you are a believer in these things. You came in here because you followed him, and apparently
I'm a believer. I didn't say I'm a believer in these things.
So why are you so let down? Why are you so let down by Shiva's actions then?
I'm not let down. I'm trying to tell you the truth. The truth.
Right, but you're coming
the truth.
But you're coming from a point of view where you sound upset about what happened.
I can sound any way I want, Carlos.
I'm not saying you can't, but I'm simply just saying though it's kind of ignorant for you to come in here and say you don't care about Buddha when you know
what's ignorant is that your podcast says controversial opinions, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of ignorant, isn't it?
But we don't want it to not make sense either. You hear what I'm saying? Just because it's controversial doesn't have to be ridiculous. He's a Buddhist.
I see what you guys are doing. Okay, I got you. Good job. You guys take care.
Yes.
Josh, you understand what I'm saying, right? He's trying to give this guy the Buddhist definition of a lie, and his answer is, I don't care about Buddha. What can we do with you at that point?
I agree. His responses were, as you said, irrational. It could have been, more rational.
I don't mean to be...
And it made sense what Shiva was saying, because for a second I was like, oh, he didn't wear his shirt for 1,000 days.
Right.
But Shiva then began to make a good point that wasn't the original plan. He was like, he didn't really see that, oh, my shirt's going to be soaking wet one day because I was in the rain. So now, whatever. And also, to lie about wearing a shirt. Who cares?
Who cares, right? It doesn't even make a big difference. And that's what she was trying to point out. That like, okay, maybe I didn't end up doing this one thing, but that wasn't the intention in the first place, right? The intention was to bring awareness to the soil. He didn't anticipate that it was going to get dirty and sweaty to the degree that it did. And then on top of that, he ended up meeting another yogi who was above him who suggested that he should wear a white robe. What is he going to do? You know what I'm saying? It's like, it seems simple to me, easy enough to understand. If that's all you're going to come with to try to take down this man's legacy, I think it's a little silly. And that's coming from me, that I'm trying to help you take his legacy down. But you know, come with the heat next time. You know, that's not enough right there.
Yeah, it was passionate in his voice, but I think most people will be able to see through
it's a little anticlimactic, right? He came with a lot of passion for what he actually delivered. I was expecting something great, and then not only that, but the entire time he's saying, you know, Shiva actually is very powerful, and so is Sadhguru, and it's like, okay, so which one is it? Seemed a little conflicted there. Who was the other guy? The other guy. What was his name, Shiva? The other guy that's also still in here with us.
Bhairavadas. It's a gentleman.
Are you able to mic up today, or not? Not really today. Guess not. Maybe he just falls asleep to our beautiful voices, and
probably. I think we do have some soothing voices. Especially me.
Especially you, dude. You got like the whole baby vibe. But
we could even try again later, though. He might just be like in a bathroom or something.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, honestly, Shiva, I don't know what to think anymore these days. What I'm hearing from people is very conflicting to me. Some people swear that you are the next coming Jesus, and some people apparently hate you, and I don't know what to do with it. At this point, I'm getting to the point where, you know, I tried to save people. I felt like I tried to warn people, but nobody seems to listen to me. Nobody cares about what I say. Everybody's like, shut up, you're a hater. So I don't know. What do you think I should do about it, Josh?
I don't know.
You know, one thing we could talk about, Josh, I forgot, because you're the guy that came, you are that same guy, right, that told us you wanted to do, what was the Shiva that you wanted to do, a revolution?
Yep.
A love revolution, that's what it was.
Yeah, that was me, yes.
Can you talk about a little bit about the love revolution?
Well, I'll say kind of again what I said, more short.
Yeah.
If certain systems are failing, which would you agree that they are? That we are facing risks such as the death of humanity and the death of our humanity?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, it seems too big to change, right?
To what?
Too big to do anything about.
Right.
Change culture is basically what would need to happen.
Right, you got to go against the Illuminati, and
it's like the analogy that I've heard is the Death Star from Star Wars.
You know,
and I'm not super into Star Wars, but they have a lot of systems built that make it hard to take this thing down. You can't just shoot at it from the outside. You have to score what they call a direct hit. Right? And so what is this direct hit to the meta crisis or to existential risk to solve these systems, basically? Well, we're at a time between worlds. Another way to say that is a time between stories. Why is that another way to say a time between worlds? Because the infrastructure and the social structures are built from stories. We live in a story, kind of whether we know it or not.
Yeah.
The current story is, well, the things that we got wrong is that the value of a person is based on their ability to self-commodify. And it is rival risk conflict governed by win-lose metrics. So these are these are not my words. I'm being a parrot.
Yeah.
I'm just repeating what I've heard from people doing work at the Center for World Philosophy and Religion and the Unique Self Institute.
Sounds like a call.
Yeah, so maybe. I don't know. But the thing is, I like what they say.
Okay.
And so basically, what would be the direct hit to the meta crisis would be to tell a new story of value. And the idea is that this new story cannot be dogmatic. See? So the claim of their philosophy is that value is real. See, I think I heard you saying in the chat something like, we make up meaning. Is that what you think?
Sure.
Yes, we can make up meaning, but my argument would be that meaning actually exists kind of in the structure of reality. What do you say to that?
I'm going to have to disagree.
Yes. Do you want to go deeper into why you disagree at all?
Yeah, because, so the structure is there, right? I don't know exactly what you mean by the structure, but let's just say we agree on what the definition is of that. So the structure is there, but I still think you still have to ask yourself, okay, well, what do I do with this structure? And then that's where I think the meaning comes in. But that's something kind of made up.
Yes. There's a lot to this, by the way. A lot to this. So it's hard to talk about, but my response to what you said is, I'll just go into something here.
Yeah.
I will say that we exist because the universe valued us, because God valued us. Okay? So the universe desired you. Okay? And it made you. It took 15 billion years of evolution to get us here. Okay, so imagine at the beginning of the universe, just particles, okay?
Yeah.
First, we'll imagine electrons, protons, neutrons, whatever.
Yeah.
Coming together, okay, to form an atom. They kind of have a shared purpose right there.
Yeah.
It's like they have an inherent allurement to each other. They have a desire for each other to form an atom. Okay. And these are the language you can use, you know? You can call it gravity, you can call it so many things. But in the interior, we just call it desire to be simple, right?
Correct.
Because doesn't it seem like a desire for these, like gravity is almost a desire of things to come together.
I agree, I can see what you're saying, yeah. Okay.
Yes, and then to form a star, like the gas comes together to form a star. So what is formed when these smaller parts come together to form the larger whole is a larger whole that has emergent qualities, meaning it's greater than the sum of the parts. The star can do something that the gas could not do, meaning it can then do fusion, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, so what I'm saying is that the evolutionary process came to us. You were desired by cosmos. This is value. So the universe valued uniqueness. It valued ever greater value. It valued ever deeper contact and ever greater wholeness. That is what got us here. So these are some of the first principles and first values of cosmos. So, and now this evolutionary impulse is awake and alive in us. So we are continuing the evolution of love. And that's kind of that's just one part of it. That's one part of it. There's so much to it.
So describe to me this then, because it sounds like what you're saying is that we all essentially come from value and from love and from desire or whatever. But then where did we go wrong?
Because there is a lot of pain. Is that what you're saying? Like, where did we go wrong? Because there's
you're essentially saying that the foundation was love, essentially, and what was the word that you used just now? When you said that there was a desire, or what did you say? That brought the neutron and the proton together. What did you say was the word?
Yeah, you can call it many words. I said desire.
Okay, yeah. So there was the desire, which I'm assuming you're saying is like kind of like love, I guess, right? Or
yeah.
Okay. So it sounds like that. So the neutron desired the proton, that turned into an atom. The proton, the atom turned into something else with more love and more desire, and it became bigger and more love and more desire. So all I'm hearing is just a whole bunch of love and desire, but then the end result is us, which is like the complete opposite of all that. So how did that happen, you think?
Well, look at me. Am I the opposite of love and desire? Come on, man. What are you saying? Look at the faces of the people around you, but also, you're making a good point because what the hell? There's a fucking war over here.
Yeah.
There's someone starving over there.
Mm-hmm.
So that is tough, and
just falls apart. It seems like, huh?
It's like, well, so maybe another value is freedom. Okay. So it's like God wasn't in control of everything. It's like because he valued freedom over slaves who were just going to do the right thing. Okay. Also, these crises are an evolutionary driver. The crisis is what will push us into hopefully a breakthrough. We can go two directions: a breakdown or a breakthrough at the moment of crisis. So, well, am I convincing you a little bit more? Or no?
I mean, listen, at the end of the day, you're just an inspirational speaker, man. I don't know where you got your oratory skills from, but you got something there. I feel like meeting when I first saw Obama for the first time. And he just kind of like lit me up and inspired me. That's how I feel inspired. I still don't know if I necessarily, I'm the skeptic here, and so when I hear what you're saying, it kind of sounds to me like you're trying to piece it together as you go along. And I understand, okay, and that's admirable, and I appreciate you admitting that. But yeah, I mean, it could be anything, right? And so when I hear it, the way I put it in my mind is it could have gone either way, but it makes more sense to me that God is really just not doing anything, and that chaos is what's basically ruling supreme. And that just, I feel like, makes more sense.
Yes. I'm curious. Shiva, do you have anything to say? Or are you like, oh, this?
I agree.
You agree?
I agree with you. 60% I agree. When you spoke, the second part of what you spoke, it sounded like the universe was speaking through you, or you were speaking what the universe was saying and thinking, which is very good. You need to continue going down this path and thinking these thoughts, and eventually you are going to get to completion. You're going to figure out exactly what's going on. So some of the ideas you have are just your own kind of beliefs or fairy tales, but some of it is actually true and fact. At least that's how I feel it. So good job. Keep meditating. You'll get it.
I kind of felt that.
What you were saying.
You don't understand?
Are you talking about me or Shiva?
Shiva.
I
thought I interrupted.
No, I think he said what he wanted to say. Or Shiva.
Okay, so don't be afraid to leave if you have to leave, by the way. I don't want to hold you up.
No, seriously. One thing about Shiva, he's not afraid of me. He's not afraid of nothing. He'll boot people in a second. Go ahead.
So Shiva, you were saying I'll reach completion. What does that mean to you? Is it like my oneness with reality?
You're trying to figure out what God thinks or what the universe is thinking or doing, and you're getting there. Some of the things you said, it really blew me away. But you don't have the full story. Maybe you have like some parts of it. Some parts are there. So what is the process? How do you reach completion? Well, you take an eraser and you start erasing your identity, your personality. You fully erase yourself, then whatever is left is what the creator's blueprint. Whatever the creator's blueprint is, okay, this is how he planned it, this is how it happened, this is how the creation happened, this is all the thoughts and feelings that the creator had or is having, or even if the creator is having thoughts, you're going to feel the blueprint. So you're already starting to scratch it off, and you're seeing some of it. You're going to see all of it very soon.
Yes, I agree with you.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, John.
I agree with you. I don't have it down yet, but I do think I have the words. So I would disagree with you slightly. What you're saying is true, but I would say it's partial. And here's why. So you're talking about realizing the true self. I might be currently stuck in separate self. I haven't maybe had my enlightenment where I have erased my identity and I become almost transparent. You know, like I'm merged. Like Sadhguru says when he's sitting on the rock, I can't tell what's me and what's not me. Okay, so that's the movement from false self, separate self to true self. And there is only one true self in the universe. Now, there's a step after that. So that's why I say it's true but partial. There's a step after that. You are the true self, incarnate in an irreducibly unique being. So that true self is the evolutionary impulse of reality, and it is incarnate in the separateness. So it's not the same as being a skin-encapsulated ego, okay? It's realizing that the universe is seamless, but not featureless. And you are an irreducibly unique feature of the seamless universe.
Yes. Although that's true or maybe true, it doesn't touch me. It's just words. It doesn't affect me, it doesn't inspire me, it doesn't do anything. So it might be a nice debate or a theory that I can discuss with you in university and really battle it out and get the professor on my side or on your side. Maybe fun that way. But I'm looking to be touched in the deepest, most core, as Thomas once said. I want to be touched in my root. And you have done that to some extent, but you're not fully there. So forget about the words.
Okay, so
don't learn.
Okay, so I wanna try again. See if this
No. You want to try again? First, you have to forget the words. You have to lose it all. Whatever you read, I don't want to hear it. I want to hear you. I want to hear what you think the universe thinks or hears or says to you. That's what I want to hear.
Yeah, I kind of feel that too. I feel like you have this kind of like this reservoir of knowledge, and I want to know where you got it,
and why.
Yeah, yes. Like I said, I'm parodying. I'm repeating words. They're not my words. Shiva caught up.
Don't do that. Don't do that ever. I do that sometimes and I hate it. I need to erase that. That's not fun.
Oh, but I love these words. They're so good.
What do they do for you?
Yeah.
See, okay, I want to answer Shiva's question. Because he asked, if I was just speaking from me, what would I say? And I didn't know. It was just kind of quiet, right? It was just kind of quiet. And that's part of why I wanted to come on here, is because I take in so much information, and then I'll get confused. And it's like, what do I think, you know? Or what is my expression? And so that's why conversation is useful for me, because it'll kind of force me to do that.
Yes. Well, if what you hear, what you think is nothing, when I ask you what you think, then maybe you should say nothing. And you should just sit still and not talk. Because that's what... Yes. Go ahead.
I've thought the same thing. That's all.
That's what you should do. Because it's one thing to parody someone else. Like I'm doing that constantly and all the time with Sadhguru. And it doesn't feel good. I need to erase that, and although I've incorporated some of it into my own being, still, I should just be quiet. But I can't be quiet because I'm here an entertainer and I have to talk about these YouTube things, and I just make stuff up constantly all the time. Not from the I'm just talking nonsense. No, no. I have a reservoir of knowledge also. I need to hear as a soup here, take it. And that could be valuable, could be useful, but it's not ideal. So you should just calm down. I'll tell you one. So you know this yogi that I have that I talk to, or that basically is part of this land, or the owner of this land. He's so magnetic, so powerful. He has so many mantras and so much internal practice he has, and so much meditation. I instantly knew that this guy's so much more powerful than I am. He's much more powerful than me. And then when I talked to him on camera, because I didn't meet him like before, I had to talk to him on camera. I couldn't say anything. He was just talking over me and talking and telling me things. Even when he was saying something that was wrong, like I'm like, oh no, this doesn't appeal to me. I already know this. And I still couldn't correct him. I couldn't do anything. It was just like, yes, sir. That's all I could say. Why? Because what else can I say? Oh, no, you're wrong. I don't know anything. The guy is way more powerful than me. And even now here, I talked to him. So I had many plans, many ideas what I wanted to do. All that just shattered, went away when I met him. And I don't have any plans anymore. I have this white robe. I'm wearing that. And yeah, when he's around me, when he sees me, when he's asking me a question, like I go blank and I can't answer him. What am I going to say? When he's telling me things, even say something, saying you're telling me he's wrong, or like, no, I know a better way, I still can't say it. It's like, it's like meaningless. And sometimes I do say it, but the guy has more energy than me. What is worth me saying to him? Nothing. You get it?
Yeah. Oh, I've been in that situation. And I don't know if it was because the person was crazy or if they had something going, but maybe they're the same thing. But yeah, I've been in a similar situation with someone who would speak, and it's like, didn't necessarily make sense, but I had nothing to say. Like, there was no argument. It was just like, yeah, okay, like you said. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Exactly. You got it.
And yeah. And Carlos, anything?
I mean, I'm watching this play out right now, and it's interesting to me because, for one, Shiva basically read through you like a book, right? And he kind of put into words what I was feeling. I felt some of what he said, but I don't think I would have been able to articulate it the way that I didn't know what I was feeling. I just knew it was something along those lines. And so it's just interesting to me to watch you basically, yeah, that is what I was doing. And so I kind of want to see where this goes between you two now. Like, what do you do with that now?
You see
what else is there to do?
That's a good question. And good answer and good reply.
Because I could keep going into the words. But now I see that it's like, they're going to see through that.
But you see, I gently nudged you, and you got just a tad bit deeper. Now you're talking with a certain level of depth, which is felt, probably, Carlos. You can feel it. That won't go away. This is what I mean by me simply blowing on you, and things will change. Energy will change. Also, I can see into people very clearly, very well. And again, coming back to this gentleman that was raving and ranting on me, saying I'm some bad person, scamming people. I've never asked for money, ever. I say, yes, I need donations, send me donations. But after I talk to you, I say, hey, if you want to donate, here's availability. But hey, this is worth $60. Never, I'll never do that. So, but still, hey,
tell me what it is that you know, how is it when you're coming to people about these type of things, or with these ideas for them, or what are you looking for? What are you looking at? Where's your head at when you're listening to people?
Do you want me to do an energy reading for you live on camera?
For me personally?
No, not for you. For
Josh.
Josh.
Go ahead.
Okay. This is what I do, okay? Okay, this is going to be very unique, and I'll be very gentle and positive because, you're to add energy for it. So, we're all talking in this Discord, and generally speaking, everyone here is on the path of enlightenment. Whether they think about it or not, they are. And you are too. And this is your conscious decision, I'm sure. that you're going towards enlightenment. And you're not that close, but you're not far away. So some things need to be arranged, some little thing needs to knock on your head, and you'll get there. It's not much. So, like with most people, your most dominant energy is in your third eye, your pineal gland. This is where you paid most attention. Your pineal gland, okay, let's talk about the base of the spine. Your root chakra is healed, stable, not any issues. You probably don't suffer much with fear about your survival, although some level you do, some ways you do, yes you do. But that's been taken care of generally, and more strength needs to be strengthened in your root chakra. That you got to make more money, you got to be more physically integrated. You got to eat more red foods. Those things will help you out. The second chakra upwards is the Swadhisthana, the pleasure center, the sense of self. That's very strong in you. That's very unique to see because most people do not have the center active and its energy there because they indulge in pleasure. They release the center constantly all the time. They indulge in various things. You can be indulging things. I'm sure you enjoy pleasure, yet you have maintained your sense of energy here. And you kind of have a distance between you and pleasure. You don't get lost in it. You're not trapped in it. You're kind of, okay, pleasure, and you can enjoy life, but you're not addicted to it in any sense. And also the reproductive act is very damaging to this. But anyways, leaving this aside, it's very good. Probably your second most dominant center. It's very good. It's very healed. Basically, you've reached completion in this area. Third is the maintenance center, the solar plexus chakra. Not much work needs to be done there, actually not at all. You're again very safe there, very, very healed. And the only thing that I see, or that I think that I see with almost everyone, is that they lack sunlight desperately. I'm yet to meet one person where the solar plexus is shining. Yours is not shining. Mine kind of is shining because I'm actively going in sunlight. Carlos, you need a lot of work to do in the solar plexus. I've not met a single person where the solar plexus is actually shining. No sunlight. So, your solar plexus can be damaged for so many reasons. You do so many things with your body. You're not like that. You have a healthy body. You're well integrated with your body. You don't have any super bad traumas. You're safe. You don't have any issues with your body. You're integrated. Next, the heart chakra. Your heart chakra needs to be healed. It's not expanding a lot. You need to be heard more. You need to speak from your chest, from your heart. You've not been doing that. You haven't practiced that. Maybe because you really didn't pay attention to that. You're not paying attention to this area. Your heart chakra doesn't need any healing. Probably you had good parents. You didn't have any trauma emotionally. You're stable there. Your emotions are healthy. You can express your emotions fairly simply, although expressing your emotions is something also you need to work on. But generally, overall, everything is good there. The throat chakra, you haven't touched. Barely you've touched. Some area, some energy you have here, but almost nothing. You haven't explored this possibility, although I see now, or I sense now that you're intrigued in this. You are intrigued. And because you sense the power, and you know your body is capable of really manifesting this forward. Not everyone is like this, but you are like this. And definitely, if you're going towards this in the next few years, you can manifest this very, very heavily, which will be very, very, very good for you. And, manifestation of this subtly is like growing the hair and, being a little bit different, being a little bit weird, people would say. So that's good. You need to work on that, continuously work on that. And singing and speech will definitely help you get there. The pineal gland, third eye, again, nothing much needs to be done there. You don't have any damage. You haven't taken any kind of narcotics or bad substances. You don't have any major delusions. Some things you can't see clearly. That's the only thing that I'm seeing. You can't see clearly some things. But that'll get solved. The more you pay attention to life, it's so easy. It's just time and energy. That's all it takes. And then lastly is the crown of the head, the Sahasrara. The door is closed. It's like I'm on this empty vacant land. The gates are closed. You can't go. So your gates are closed. You are allowing energy to come into you. You're very open to the universe and to God or to angels or whatever else. And you're consciously saying, okay, tell me what to do. Tell me, I want to hear your messages, everything like this. Unfortunately, you've not manifested enough energy in your own body to send the energy upwards. Almost barely any energy is being sent upwards. So you struggle feeling blissful or ecstatic or things like this, but you want to go into this direction. So what's needed is for you not to release your energy, for you to constantly hold on to your energy, which you don't have any like holes in your aura where energy is being released. That's not you. Some things that you're doing, either you're consciously throwing it away, or you're doing things that are not good for you. You're wasting your time at some regular job, and you're wasting your energy there. But just constantly make this decision to carry your energy, or to consume it, or to reserve it. And then once you reserve it, after, let's say, a month after this conversation is ended, we'll talk again in a month, and let's see, maybe I'll be proved wrong. But I'm curious about this too, because I make these predictions based on how I see the energy flowing. So in 1 month's time, you can gain a lot of energy inside of your body, and then energy can start being sent outwards. And once energy starts going up from within your crown, that's when the roadblock can be unblocked, and peace, liberation, enlightenment.
Hey,
What do you think about that, Josh?
I will say some of it was I didn't expect. You know, it was like, oh, that's not what I would have thought you would have said about that chakra. Like, oh, my root chakra's fine. Oh, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure what to think. Like, oh, yeah, and of course there can be work done everywhere, but I appreciate it, Shiva. I think it can be helpful, potentially. I like experimenting. So seeing what works, and so a new perspective and these ideas of conserving energy makes sense to me. First of all, like, oh yeah, I could do that. And so it'll be fun to have that on my mind, and like you said, see what happens in a few months if I'm able to, keep it on my mind and do it.
Yes.
Carlos.
Sorry.
Has he given you energy readings?
He does all the time, but I don't pay attention.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I know it's a terrible answer, but I
was wondering, I was like, what do you think of him? Do you feel like he's accurate or what? But
it's weird because when he says it to me, I don't know if it's just because I'm so averse to it, so closed off. But when I saw him doing it to you, I almost felt like I saw it visible. Like your response was very visible to me, and I felt like it was. I don't know. I felt like it touched you somehow.
Oh, it did. It was nice.
So that's interesting for me to see, because even though I can't see it in myself, but when I see him interact with other people, I do see it very clearly. And it gives me this weird feeling of like, okay, maybe this is what I've been missing this entire time.
Shambho.
Yeah, well, I don't have much else to say, honestly. For this, we've been on here for a while, huh?
1 hour. Does anyone else have anything to say? The people that have let their mics off and cameras off, now is your time to speak.
Hey, anybody else that wants to talk, feel free to join in. But I still do want to get that answer to that question I asked you before you did the reading.
Yeah, what was the question?
When you're speaking to somebody, or when you're listening to somebody speak, what is it that you're looking at specifically?
I'm looking at their body. I'm looking at their chakras. So, for example, I sense something happening here, and I look at the base of your spine, visibly or imaginary, and I see energy there. Okay, this is how it is. This is how it's manifesting. All right, this is what I can say to you. So this is probably your circumstances. Definitely, it is how it is. And then I look at your other center just above that, and I see the energy there. Ah, okay, it's like this. Okay, this is how it is. And then just like this with everything else. So I'm just feeling the vibrations out.
Where are you seeing this? Because first of all, it's like you can only see the top half of my body, so it's not so much about that. And it's like, is it just energy?
So,
and you can see it through a phone?
So, you know, the thing that I've learned about the third eye is that it goes out, energy goes out. So I touch you energetically, I just sense you, perceive you. It doesn't matter if you're on camera or not, like you're there somewhere in the universe. And I have a conscious connection with you through this camera. And then energy comes back, and I'm like, oh, this is how it is. So I just sense it and feel it. So it's like, I don't know. It's like if I was touching your body, I could just, oh, this is how it is. Now I'm just doing this with my energy. I'm just touching you. I'm like, oh, this is how it is. This is how it is. Same thing.
Yes. So do you think this is a unique ability for you or certain people, or is it attainable for basically everyone with, like, what allows you to do it? Is it because of your, say, your chakras?
Yes, this is available for everyone. This is a technology that we have inside of us. You can do this. If you clean your eyes, so to speak, you also be able to do this. You can do this now to some extent. You're doing this, no doubt. Except it's very gross things, very, very very obvious things, not subtle. Something happens and you're like, I don't get the vibe's not good here. You just kind of leave. Well, that's it. You know? Explain to what a vibe is to a scientist. Oh, so you're doing this now. It just gets subtler and subtler and subtler. The more you attune your senses, this is how it happens. So clean yourself out, and you'll be able to do this too.
I will say something else that just came to my mind, and it's related to what we talked about. It has to do with the words and frustration I've experienced, because it's like, I have these beautiful words that I really like, and these ideas floating in my head, but it's like, where's the embodiment, right? Because you know how when you hear something your whole life, and then one day it clicks. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, what's the purpose until it clicks, you know? But sometimes I do like to repeat the things because I think one day it will click, right?
Yes. So on that note, I want to say watch Sadhguru Exclusive. That's the best videos on planet Earth in terms of spirituality and mysticism. And it's been 1 hour and 7 minutes, so I want to end it at 1 hour and 8 minutes to keep it 108. Carlos, if you have any last thoughts, you have 40 seconds. I'll let you close it up.
No, man, I don't want to say much. I'm gonna see. I feel like it was a moment there. I don't want to. I don't want to ruin it.
Yeah. So reach out to me for a spiritual consultation. Again, on a donation basis to help you out, change your life, do an energy reading for you, do whatever you want. Facebook, Shiva, Kailash, Shambho. Reach out to me. We'll talk. Shambho.
See you later.
See ya.
Josh, thank you, bro. Dude, what are you doing?
Wait. 5 seconds, Forrest. Let me just wait until it's 1 hour and 8, and then we're gonna turn off.
3, 2.
All right, let me end my live stream. Thanks everyone that tuned in. See you guys later. You guys are awesome.